Right, Jeff, so here we are back in your workshop. You got your torch out, so what are you doing?
Getting this little bloody
a dowel.
Dowel, yeah.
So it's sort of
they've been in the cases so long, yeah.
They've corroded in there, have they?
I tried to get it out but crushed the end. I just thought it would just come out nice and easy.
Okay,
the top one did, but the bottom one got corrosion on it, so if you warm it...
It should help it come out.
Yeah.
Okay, and what are those cases, by the way?
Obviously don't let Greta know we're doing this. It's affecting the atmosphere.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, and then you just... We did take it out a minute ago and then just grip it and they fall out.
Right, excellent.
It's just that little bit of expansion on the aluminium.
Yeah. So what are these cases? They look very Kawasaki to me.
They're off the GPZ.
GPZ 11, which is a project you've been doing for quite a long time. This is the monoshop one, is it?
That is the one for the frame out there.
Yeah, monoshop to the back. Oh, okay. So
I've just found a couple of washers to do the switches to get them at the right distance.
Yes.
They'll want a little bit of silicone on them when you screw them in, obviously.
And that's for the neutral light, is it?
Yeah, I'll have to get this bit of gun. You get all corrosion building up inside, and if you're building it, you want to get them all out. You put new ones in.
Yeah.
And
away you go.
You know.
Right, so that's obviously on the sprocket side because you've got your outrigger, which is over there somewhere, along with mine. So we'll look at that in a minute. But first, now, time check, it's now 3 o'clock, and 3 o'clock means...
Oh, it's
tea time.
It's tea time.
There we go then. So we'll come back and then we'll check out what else you've been going on.
Well, I'll tell you what I've been doing on here.
Okay. Okay.
I've been...
Hang on, let me get my camera straight. What's that?
You can feel out, you know. What I like to do with all the little holes as well is just run the little deburr around them, you know, so you've no
sharp edges.
I know you've got a gasket that will take up some what do they call it, fine adjustments, but the better you can get
imperfections. Okay.
Even a gasket will only go to a certain point.
Okay. Right, well, it's now 3 o'clock according to the radio, so we'll knock off now. Yeah, spot on.
Tea time.
Tea time. With that, we'll end it here. Well, we'll end it. We'll there you go, it's 3 o'clock.
News at 3 o'clock.
Right, so are you happy now, Jeff? Is that working well?
Yeah, I've just cleaned the lug out. It wants blowing out. I think I've got some more dowels somewhere.
Okay.
Some new ones.
So that engine case is off for the GPZ Unitrack
1500.
1500, yeah, which is going to be a sort of road bike type thing. Maybe one day, who knows?
Well, the thing is now I've bought the GPZ cases to the 1500 block, so it'll have to stay with it.
Yes. And the block is where is that? The one on the workbench now?
Yeah, I just put it there while I move. That's the block. I've got to put the liners back in it.
And is that a standard block or is that a special block?
That's a it's cycle. I'm not sure exactly whose block it is. Well, it's mine at the minute.
I know, but it was made by. It was cast by somebody else. And I guess that was cast for what? Some sort of drag racing engine back in the day.
Back in the day, it would have been for the.
Trouble
is now they're not worth a lot because
people aren't drag racing.
People are just using Hayabusas.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, looking at those bores, there's not a lot of space between them, is there?
The liners have got to go in. You wafer thin.
Yes.
So
not much spare meat on that anymore, is there?
There's not.
Okay.
It's the maximum you can go to.
Okay.
And it's not for the road bike. I'd say it's all right, but if you're racing, I think you're just taking too much strength out.
Yeah, you probably go cases. For 11 something or 12 something.
Power
turbo charge or something. Yeah. So anyway, you're doing that because just here. Is that for this engine, is it? Or is
that's yours.
That's mine.
That's for this one.
That's on. Okay.
What I've had to do is measure them. They're both the same gauge plates, and I've just had to measure the distances. So now we have.
Yeah, if you spin that around a little bit so we can see it.
Where's what? That's your. It just had that.
Yes.
Little tiny aluminium one.
Yes.
And there was 2.5 mm difference.
Yeah.
So I thought we'll put a 1.5 mm washer, and then I thought, well, we might as well just take that off and put a 2.5 mm washer to get that.
Okay. Yeah, so by the way, you've also now sorted out your issue with the gasket face that wasn't quite thick enough.
I've put a little bit of quick metal in there and I've just sealed it with some special sealer.
Okay.
Just so because it's got oil set on it.
Yeah.
I didn't want it
leak. Yeah.
I didn't want the oil eating into the. If it's slightly porous, eventually it might.
Yes, it will drip out.
Yeah.
Don't want that, do we?
Oh no, it won't drip out.
Yeah. So in fact, what we're going to do now is with this piece here, we spin it round. If you spin it round, Jeff, so I can see both sides of it.
That.
Yeah, that's the outer side. Except you won't really see that because the sprocket will be in front of there, and there'll be another
sprocket will be on there.
Yeah, and then there'll be another plate
push rod
in front of it.
Yeah. Gear seal there.
So what we'll do is, I think, just leave that as a sort of satin finish. I'll polish the edges.
You could.
Yeah.
It's just mill. You could go around it.
Yeah, just need polishing, and then the back side, which you can't see.
We'll just see any of that.
No.
Well, that'll just have. It might actually be because the gasket we've made will cover quite a bit of it.
Yes.
It might actually be better getting something like some etching paint primer to put on the face of it, but then you're going out in the rain.
Nope. No. This pipe will not be,
because it will have a slight gap here and there on parts of it. And if it's
you can't see it.
If the weather gets to it, it will corrode.
The weather won't get to it, Jeff.
So I think.
By the way, this is for the GPZ. Sorry, the 1170 stroke.
Probably being a little bit
Z650 project, which will not be getting very wet very often. Yeah. At least I hope not. Anyway.
Well, it's same as the Unitrap one. I think if you was to build this to a nice Street Fighter type bike, the odds of you going out in soaking weather like in winters with salt and
grit on the roads. No, we're not doing that. Right, okay, so that's good. I've just brought you the back end of the Z650 stroke 1170 because it needs its spacers making for the rear wheel and the front spindle. And there lies a tail because we can't bloody find the front spindle, the swing arm. I found a photograph of it on my phone, so we know what we're looking for, but it's either in my house or your house, somewhere.
If it's up there,
we'll have to find it. It's somewhere in this magical mystery tour of your workshop. Oh, it's up there in the Loft of Doom, or it's in the shed, who knows where it is, but hopefully we'll find it. Anyway, let's see what else is going on, and we'll move on. Right, Jeff, so I brought you in the rear wheel and pallet-coated swing arm from a ZRX for the Z650 project. It's been in my garage for ages. It's about time we made the spacers for it, the wheel spacers. So we've got it set up now so that the weight is on the far side there, and what we've done is we've measured very carefully the gap between the bearing and the inside of the adjuster. And you used your very old-fashioned but very useful set of calipers there. Yeah, and just demonstrate how.
And what we do, we've just set it so on the bearing face.
Yeah.
And on the.
It's actually very delicate.
You've got to get it in because it actually goes up.
Yes.
So it's very difficult to measure.
Yeah. But we've done it.
We've just got it so that there, I can just feel as you pull it back and two, you can just feel a tiny bit of resistance.
Yes. And so then you measured that distance we just measured.
Turn that on its side.
Yeah.
And then
with your vernier.
Without, because the spring loaded them, just keep your finger in the middle of them.
Yeah. Measure it.
I mean, if you're doing bearing fits like this, it wouldn't be. That's it's measuring 16 now.
Okay. It was 15.5.
It's hard to get a def in it. There, 16.
Yeah.
I think if we make 2 8mm spacers.
Yeah, we should be good.
The thing is, what we'll end up doing is just putting them in, and it might just be a fraction out.
Yes. Yeah.
Which means then we can just sort of.
Well, we can take a bit off.
Yeah. When you do something like this, to get it right.
Yes.
Anyone
so
who
what we're
does
going to do
this
now is we're going to make 2 8mm spacers.
2 8mm
for the back end, which would be great. Oh, and by the way, we have to remove that rather large 48 tooth sprocket because that was made. Because that was made for my Harley drag bike. 48 tooth is far too big for a Kawasaki. It should be about 33, 34, 35.
They were small, weren't
they? It's actually quite difficult to work out because originally they were 630 and we're going to a 520 chain, and you're going to multiply the number of teeth by 20%. So you sort of have to work it all out.
Can we go bigger on the front sprocket?
Yeah. So
we'll use that, or you get.
No, that's have to go. It's far too big.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is just like that one. That was bought as a blank, wasn't it? Some time ago. I got it from where did I get it from? Talon or Renthal, one or two.
One of the places.
Yeah. And what they do is to send you a blank with no holes in it whatsoever. We've then got to drill it to mount it to this wheel. And the reason that, Jeff, is because you made that wheel with no reference to any other wheel in the whole wide world, so the mounting pattern of the bolts is completely unique. Now, why did that, Jeff? I've no idea, because you make my life a lot more difficult.
Well, I was originally going to use it for the Honda, wasn't I?
Yeah, but why if you didn't put the pattern to the same as a common bike? I've no idea, but you didn't. So I can't go and buy a standard sprocket to suit a particular bike, because it won't fit that.
Well, you could give me the wheels, and you could put some standard wheels on it.
Could do.
And I might cure the problem.
Well, I might do that. I might go and buy some Dymax for it at some point in the future, because they are, although they're quite light compared to what they were back in the day, they're still quite heavy compared to a modern sports bike wheel. But they do look quite cool, so I think we'll stay with them for now. And if I find it's not really suits, it just doesn't really work for me, or it doesn't suit the bike, blah blah blah, they'll get changed at some point. But that'll be long after the bike's on the road. Anyway, so yeah, let's make the spaces now, and we also have to make spaces for the front spindle too. Only problem we've got with that is we don't have the frame here, and we can't find the spindle.
Well,
so
let's go and have
yeah, we'll find it. We'll find it. What else?
You know me for losing things.
Yes, well, I remember seeing it, and I found a photograph on my computer of the spindle in the background of a photograph I took. So it's like, aha, there it is. But what's happened to it since, we have no idea. That was about a year ago, so it could be anywhere by now.
All these antiquated tools and things.
Yeah, it still works.
Hey,
it still works.
Never throw anything out like that.
No. Right, okay, so we'll go and have a hunt for the front spindle to swing on.
The elusive.
Yes, it could be anywhere, so we could be here all day.
Spindle.
But in the meantime, I think I'll remove that sprocket and take it away, because those bolts that hold it in place have a tendency to scratch the hell out of the inside of the powder coating. So you have to be so careful when you're carrying it around, because it'll just scratch. Anyway, so I'll do that next anyway. I'll take the wheel out and we'll remove that. Right then, Jeff, here we are a few days later, and you've done a bit of work for me. You've not polished that yet, so I think I'll take that home and...
Because it's got hard anodizing.
Oh, okay, well, get that off with a bit of a caustic soda.
I'll let you get that off, and then I'll rub it down.
All right, well, I'll do all that.
So don't forget that.
No, I won't forget that. And also, you've been busy, and you've made those 2 4mm spacers for the rear wheel. Now you're over there.
4mm, 8mm.
Yeah, well, 8mm for both of you.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. And you've got a little lip on the inside.
Well, I did them because where it goes up against the bearing.
Yes.
And I did both, but it only needed one.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
But
it doesn't
eventually, it won't cause a problem. It'll.
No.
If it doesn't, I'll make it.
No, it's okay. So that's the good news. Yeah. The bad news is that neither you nor I can find the swing arm spindles, which you made about 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago, before COVID. So God knows where it's going. But it's a special piece. You can't just buy it. You need to go and make another one. So it's a bit frustrating. I'll keep looking at home, and you can keep looking here. But
do you know, I was looking at. You know, in
it could be anywhere.
Yeah.
It could be anywhere.
You got some gasket paper.
Oh yeah, so you got some.
Yeah. Trouble is with that, it's been rolled up.
That's probably about 40 years old, isn't it?
It's still usable.
Yeah, well, I bought him some newer stuff.
It's actually now. I don't know if you can spray something on it to say.
I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't bother. Put it in the bin.
To be honest. Yeah, but the price you paid for that.
I know. But at least mine's new.
I think once you cut the gasket out, and it'll settle.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's a bit of an issue. But also, I see you've been busy with the.
Your gasket's done. I made the gasket.
Okay.
And trimmed it out.
Yeah, you made a gasket by hand. Yeah. That's great.
So that's ready to go on.
And that gasket is for the.
Yeah, to go.
Outrigger.
To go on.
So if you grab that, you grab that.
To go on now.
Yeah. So that's all ready to go now.
Doing that, yeah.
So that's the inner one there, and the outer one is there that you've done a bit more work on. So let's see what you've been doing on that outer.
All I've done, I've just pressed that in. It's a support for.
It's a bearing support for.
On the casing, on the standard ones, it just goes through an aluminium bloody hole.
Bush, yeah.
Whereas that is designed, once it's slid through, it's actually on a roller bearing.
Yeah, which of course is for the gear change. Yeah. I see.
Oh, just a bit. Oh, it's tight. Just once.
Good. Oh well. It's okay.
Leave it unless it's got a tiny little
burr on it. Yeah.
Burr on it somewhere.
Doesn't matter. Don't put it in yet, because that still needs to be.
So that once that's in.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can also take that home and polish it up, because I can do some prep.
I've gone and pressed it in now, so I'll have to tap it out.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
it needs polishing up.
Yeah. Man, I suppose you could really polish it with it on.
Oh, don't make me life hard. Tap it out, otherwise I'll be here all day.
All right, I'll tap it out.
Right. Oh, well, I'll do it when I get home anyway. It doesn't matter.
Well, I don't think that needs much doing. I'll do that.
All right.
I'll do that.
All right, if I volunteer, fine.
Because it's not that's okay.
Okay, and that's about it, I think, for.
Yeah, we've got all the spares bike all done now, fitted on. Everything's clear.
Yeah.
Just got to I was actually working this out because we need the push rod seal, but the seal that's going in here is obviously because we're extending it. So I think I actually got a seal for that, and the spacer that's going to go on the shaft can be machined to suit the seal anyway. So that isn't a problem.
That original engine, the cases for that were from a
Z1100
shaft drive that you've converted to a chain drive.
Yeah, the bit of the shaft's still in there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to weld the other bit to that, and then the shaft will just push in.
Okay. But that's for spares bike. We're not seeing that for years now. So
well, I've actually made some room in there.
Have you?
I want to paint the frame.
Okay, yeah, do it this summer, otherwise you'll run out of time again.
Well,
it's nice and warm at the moment.
The only
Too
thing
warm, in fact.
I've been having to think of is something's got to go.
Yes.
Now, I was
and not you. Yes.
I was thinking me, but then that was.
Who's going to finish off my bits?
But because I've got the big lathe there, got that lathe there.
Yes.
I think I'm going to have to sell that lathe.
Which one?
I think this is going to have to go. This is going to have to go.
Well, I like that. That looks familiar, that lovely little mini miller.
Because I just need to get some room in there where I can set up.
I think that one used to be mine, didn't it?
Yeah.
Before you painted it blue.
You got it off me, and then I got it back.
You got it back, because for me it's a little bit too big. There's no room
the thing
for it
is, I've used it a couple of times, and I thought...
well, it's a good little thing, this.
It's a handy little tool.
It's got its bed there that you can play with. Yeah.
So anyway...
so when someone wants to buy a little mini miller, come...
so the only thing left is now, argan. Got to get some argan.
Yes, got to get some argan. Okay.
I'll try the TIG out.
Okay.
And if it's good for doing the cranks, I'm gonna obviously I've got this one to weld.
Yes. Now then. Yeah. Let me just
this is for the spares bike.
Yes, not my bike. Yeah, because I need the crank making up for the Mark II.
Yeah. Well, I've got to get that obviously dialed up, and then I can weld that.
Yeah.
And the other side wants welding as well, so I'll try.
Yeah. Do both at the same time.
It's surprising. I think I had it on about 100 amps. It takes a...
Well, it's quite a thick piece of metal, isn't it?
It takes a fair bit to get it to melt.
Oh, yeah.
The trouble is, you want to do it quick. You don't want it...
well, you don't distort.
You don't want too much heat getting in because it can affect the... so you've...
the heat treatment, yeah.
But you want enough heat in it.
To actually weld the damn thing, yeah. So, quick and sharp and sharp, yeah, okay.
The only thing is, like I said, I polished the bloody rods on that, which sometimes I thought that was done a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh well.
Because they're a stamped thing, and you want to get all the stress.
Yeah.
But,
oh well. You can polish my rods if you want when you build my bloody crank. But if not, it doesn't really matter.
But everything's sat there. It's
just waiting to go.
I've got to have work done on it, like the boring.
Down here, look, some more pieces down there to spares bike.
The board they want honing and just boring to finish.
Yeah. So is this going to be? But I thought you were going to be busy doing your Honda. I thought that was your main interest this year over there, which looks very nice. Which little supercharger?
Well, it's all sat there. I need to paint the frame. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Paint the frame. Yeah.
I've got all the rotors now for the blowers. So what I want to do is get a few weeks where you can switch off and just do all the bits for them.
Yes. Well,
once you're on a roll,
I think you need to get your frame painted so you can start to actually assemble the damn thing.
Yeah.
That's if you've got space to put your frame, of course, when it's painted.
That's the problem at the minute. If you
none.
paint the damn thing, where the bloody hell do you put it?
Well, indeed.
Well,
where's the will's away? You can always find space somewhere.
Don't answer that one.
No.
It won't fit.
No. Right then. So on that note then, Jeff, I think we're pretty much done at the moment. Nothing else to report. Yeah, so that's that really. Right, Jeff, so I'll take all that stuff away in my car, get it sorted out, and I'll come back in a week or so and we'll see what else is happening. So for now then, thanks for watching, and cheers.
Goodbye.
Yes, indeed.
Bye.